Hi, I'm Michael, and I like to consider myself a wildlife warrior. And I'm here at Orana Wildlife Park, home to over 1,000 different animals from 90 different species. It's been operating here in Canterbury for over 40 years. This is the perfect place for me to experience getting up close with animals and find out about the action that's going on to make their world and ours a whole lot better. Come with me on my latest Wild About Animals adventure. Here's a question. What's the connection between this old phone and a group of Western Lowland Gorillas? You'll find out. Come with me to meet them. Meet brothers Fataki and Fuzu and their half-brother Mahali, the only gorillas in New Zealand. These three were born at Sydney's Taronga Zoo. They moved to Orana in 2015 as part of a zoo-based breeding program for this critically endangered species. Keeper Toby here knows all about them. What are their personalities like?
They're very different. Fataki, the oldest boy there, he's pretty laid back, probably too relaxed. He's been in charge because he's the biggest. Fuzu, the next youngest, he's a lot smarter. I think when he gets bigger, he's going to take over and be in charge. Mahali is the youngster, and he's so disappointed his big brothers won't play with him.
What's their diet? What sort of food do they eat?
They're actually herbivores, so only vegetable stuff. They eat about $800 worth of vegetables a week.
Yeah.
It's a massive amount. But obviously a diet based on vegetables like that, they can find like nothing on earth.
Do they eat bananas?
They'd love to eat them all day long. They're their favourite fruit. But because there's so much sugar in that, they're an occasional treat. It's a once in a while thing.
How endangered are these gorillas?
They're actually critically endangered, and by the rating system the IUCN use, that's as endangered as they get.
So you have 3 boys. How's that going to help with the breeding program?
Good question. We know that's not going to work. So one of the reasons is that the breeding groups naturally have one boy and several girls, which means we've got several boys left over. So we put them together into groups to keep them all happy and comfortable. This is what would happen in the wild. That means that we can free up space at other zoos so that they can breed them and those offspring move elsewhere. The other role, of course, is we get to teach people about why these animals are endangered and what you and I can do to help these animals and protect them.
Orana's Great Ape Centre was the biggest development in the zoo's history. How do they find people looking at them all the time?
People think that the animals are here for them to enjoy. The people are here for the animals to enjoy. And when we were locked down during COVID, we had to have projectors showing them stuff. We had all sorts of stuff just so they felt like they weren't alone in here and they were still getting those visitors coming through.
Time for some great Guerrilla Facts. They can live up to 50 years in captivity. They're the largest and most powerful primate in the world, but they're very gentle and social, usually living in family groups. The mighty silverback shows they're grown-up males. And here's a scary fact. The biggest threat to these endangered animals are human beings. The reason is because their habitat is under threat, and that's where these come in. Orana Wildlife Park has joined a campaign calling on people to help save one of our closest living relatives, just by recycling old phones. Mining for a special metal found in phones, called coltan, happens right where the gorillas live in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Recycling old phones decreases the demand for coltan, removes funding for groups that control mining, helps protect wildlife habitat, and less deforestation helps climate change. So Toby, I've heard 99% of a phone can be recycled.
They can be refurbished where there's a broken screen or a broken USB port and then sold again. Or if they can't fix it, they'll recycle it, which means it doesn't go to landfill. And the really good bit is that when they sell the refurbished phones, money comes back to sustainable coastlines to look after beaches for me and you.
Thank you very much for your time, Toby.
You're welcome.
There are details on the What Now website on how you can donate your old phone to help save these incredible animals. Mum, your old phone is going to a great cause. Time for me to say goodbye to Mahali, Fuzu and Fataki. But I'll see you at Orana Wildlife Park next time when I'll be wild about another animal.